All right, we've reached our last video lesson of the course. This will also be the one that will push you the furthest into the future. All the first videos that we have completed, those are all teaching you some adjustments, some simple adjustments to the mechanics of your golf swing. And sure, they're going to take a little while for you to coordinate and blend together. This last one takes the longest because it's going to actually change your physiology. It's going to cause adaptations in your muscle fibers, in your muscle cells. Now, there's a lot of products like this. This is a speed training implement. This one is called the Rip Stick. Goes together with the Rip Radar to measure. When you're doing speed training, you've always got to measure the speed. Otherwise, you're just simply not going to push yourself as hard as you could unless you can see a number and you can kind of compete against yourself. Now, there are a lot of implements like this. There's a few radars, and you know, I don't care which ones you use, but if you would like the pair of Rip Radar and Rip Stick, I think this is the best solution to the speed training implement, because of its easy adjustability. See, I can adjust it by simply unscrewing that and pulling out a 30-gram rod. You can just put it back in very easily and lock it again. And I can change the weight. I can make it heavier than my driver, and then I can take all the weights out and I can make it lighter than my driver. But it's just in the right weight range to give us the biggest boost to our club head speed. Now, I also like this because it's only one stick instead of three like another set out there, and it is much more inexpensive than a couple of the other one stick solutions out there. So you can get any of those and they're going to work just great. I prefer this one. I find that it's the best solution I've seen. Couple rules of thumb, a couple warnings anytime you're going to do any speed training. Number one, make sure you are absolutely fully loosened up and warmed up. You do not do this as your first exercise of the day. Maybe you'll have hit a half a bucket of balls before you go into your speed training routine. And number two, always listen to your body. The inherent chance of injury when you're doing this explosive and ballistic end of range of motion activity is much higher than just your normal swing. And it's possible that you could injure yourself doing exercises like this. So listen to your body. If you feel any kind of twinge in your back or anything else, anywhere in your wrist, anything, quit immediately and take several days off and go back again gently and work back into it again. Usually there's a warning sign that will come before the injury, and that's what you want to really pay close attention to. All right, so here I have got a 360-gram implement. My driver is about 310 grams, so this represents about a 15% overweightedness. The trick here is that I have to swing with maximal intent. Now, I like to do sets of 5, and I try to ramp it up. So the first one will be kind of my good morning swing, and then I'm going to try to beat it and beat it and beat it until the 5th swing hopefully will be the fastest of the set. So this is going to be my long, fast swing. Okay, there's 111 miles an hour. That's pretty good. And I'll do one more, see if I can beat 111. I'm just trying to squeeze out 1 mile an hour. You can see how you become competitive with yourself. I'm going to try to take it back a couple inches longer and wider. Whip the club with a little bit more reckless abandon. Here we go. $108. One more try. Whew, 116. Boy, I really upped my game on that one. So that's 116 miles an hour with a 15% overweight. So next I'm going to take one of the 30-gram pins out. This puts me down to 330 grams. I just stick that in my pocket. That's why I love this so much. It's so easy to adjust. You don't have to have the radar, but you can see how that helps. So at 330 grams, I now owe approximately 6 or 7% above what my normal club weight is. So I'm getting a little bit of a strengthening of the muscles, causing them to adapt. Now this happens over time. You may see some gains early by learning how to whip the club faster. But going to the first tee and actually swinging like this is another story. You're going to need to have swung at this higher speed hundreds, if not over 1,000 times before you're going to be comfortable swinging even 3 to 5 miles an hour slower than this. So we're overtraining here. We're training over speed, trying to swing faster than what we would ever do on the course. Okay, see if I can hopefully at least beat 116, since this club is 30 grams lighter. Okay, 115. See if I can get faster. Whew, jumped up there all the way to 129. Big jump up. Now the next thing I'll do, remember normally in a full workout, I'll do sets of 5, sometimes 6 if I'm feeling fresh. I only have one weight left in here. Now it's at 300 grams, so it's just a little bit lighter, 3% lighter than my own driver at 310. This varying in weights is what helps to stimulate the adaptations in the muscle cells. Now, I will always finish up doing a set or two with my own driver because, you know, the weighting is just a little bit different than this. But we'll give it a try at 300 grams and see if I can take it a little bit faster. Let's see. $119. There we go. More whip to that. So just teaching me from experience that I just whipped that thing quicker because I really wanted to beat 119. So up to 136 on that one. It's a lot of club head speed. Not usable until I've practiced at this speed many, many times, and then practiced at this speed many, many times with a golf ball in the way. We will typically swing 5 or 6 miles an hour slower on the first tee than our maximum. But if we're ever going to raise our cruising speed on the course, say 5 miles an hour, we're not going to do that unless we raise the max end 5 or 6 miles an hour. And then the cruising speed just floats right up with it. You'll feel like you're just swinging at your normal speed, but you're simply going to have more kick to it. So think of what Bryson DeChambeau has been doing in the last few years. He was able to put up 147 miles an hour at the World Long Drive the first time he competed. But when he swings on the course, and he can just swing very smoothly at 135 miles per hour. There's no problem for him to hit. That's just a smooth cruising speed swing. Now, how did he get there? By pushing the limit. He trained very hard, as fast as he could, for months to get his club head speed way up there. All right, I'm down to now no weights left. All 3 weights are in my pocket. We're now at 270 grams, which would represent 40 grams under my normal driver. That's approximately 15% underweight. So you would imagine that this thing should really fly. Let's see if I can break that 136 that I just did. You would think that I could. $129. $135. I'll give it one more try here. .135 again. So that 136 swing, something about that swing was just magical, where I was either sequenced better, in balance better, or just simply applied more force in the ground and in my hands. But still, as long as I swing with maximal intent, there was no paying attention to form there, just to that one number, doing everything I could to swing long and wide and fast. So remember that. Start with your own driver. Speed train about 3 to 4 sets of 5 about twice a week. And after a month, if you're feeling no ill effects from it, you're feeling pretty healthy, then you can start adding plus or minus on the weight by picking up one of these guys. I've left the links to both of these pieces of equipment down in the description below. You can go and grab one, or you can just continue to add a little bit more repetitions to your own driver. All right, so we've reached the end of the distance course. I hope already you've picked up some of those 30 to 50 yards that I've promised you. If not, I know just continuing to work on the lessons that I've sent you already, just keep working on those concepts and exercises, that you're going to really get that ball going down the fairway, hopefully past your buddies coming really soon. Now, these are only the fundamentals, these are only the basics, and there's a lot more since we're just scraping the surface here. So I hope that you'll continue to follow my YouTube channel, that you'll keep visiting my website for new equipment and for new articles and videos that I post every week, and you'll continue down this journey to get longer and straighter off the tee and all the way down the fairway to the green. Hey, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you'll continue with me on this journey. And if I don't see you in the next video, I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody, take good care.